Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day, man. It really is. Beautiful morning. Today's a blessed morning for sure. Every morning is blessed, right? So, I'm uploading a video. I told you guys I'm going to go to Walmart and, get a place. Go somewhere and, study the Bible. And then I told you guys I'm going to be getting a place, looking for a place because it's getting cold, right? Well, I got to find a home, but I'm going to have to wait for paperwork to go through, and I got to get a couple thousand saved up, right? So, I told everyone, I was making $100,000 a year, which was the truth. I was down here in Southwest Detroit, eastward, where we're sitting right now in my car, where I'm sitting in my car. I would drive, have my dad pick me up, ride the bus, or walk. I didn't drive yet. From this place, where I'm sitting, pay rent here. I pay $350 a week, every Thursday. I would walk to this place down Southwest Detroit. Oh, that coffee's coming up. I'd walk. My dad picked me up most of the time, though, when I came home. He would help me out. He'd pick me up from this place right here. I had the last room, which I asked them for a room that wasn't around stairs and whatnot. They happened to have one room available left anyways, and it was this last room, which I've had other rooms. It's the biggest room, okay? It has a tub up there, a full-size fridge, and Wi-Fi here, right? There's emergency stairs, but nobody comes up and down. Nobody can. The only time somebody comes down that hallway is if they're coming and going from the rooms, across the hall. They make you pay $350 a week, right? It's the cleanest place around here that I found in the Detroit area on the west side where I prefer to stay. It's called the Falcon Inn Motel, and it's right next to the strip club. And you'd think it's dirty, but it's not. It's because Indians own it. Indians, man, they're very, very clean people, and they are, and they're really, listen, man, if you deal with homes and stuff, they're really, really good people to rent from, for the most part. They stay out of your business, and they always provide you with fair stuff, you know what I mean? And, so these rooms are cheaper. These rooms, they actually rent by the hour and by the day, which that's where, all the hooks, all the hookers and whatnot, all the strippers come. They go in those rooms. But up here, it's up above, so they don't just rent to anybody up there, you know what I mean? They do, but they'll kick you out real quick. Listen, man, these people know me personally. I've stayed here for a long time, almost a whole year. And then my two older brothers' father, I consider my real dad, right? I saved up that $70,000, most of that money staying here. Working down there, Southwest Detroit. I was doing nothing but working, and then dating a girl named Brittany living here. I was working 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts. I was bringing in $1,400 to $1,600 if I didn't work. If I only worked the 6 days, which I did sometimes, I went out with Brittany here and there, I stayed home. I had a desk up there. Listen, it was like a house, a small apartment. Nobody bothered me, everything. I had my parole officer, a woman parole officer coming here. She was digging me, you hear me? She was like, what the fuck? She thought I was selling drugs and stuff like that because I had so much money. I was making more money than her on paper. She was impressed. And here I am living in a motel and it's decked the fuck out. I got flat screen TV on the wall. I got my computer stuff everywhere. You guys see my house. You guys see my videos, my cars, stuff like that. It was like that up in there. So I need a place to stay. And what's crazy too is when my father asked me to come stay with him, right? Because it was crazy because not only did he want to stay with me, right? We had my brother, my second oldest brother, right, and his wife, their father paid for everything. The house, all of that. Everything. Cars, all of that. Even though Chris built them, I helped build them. Grandma and Dad paid for everything. Serious. And it was frustrating me because here I am, right? Feeling bad for this man that's supposed to be my father, right? And I have this nail, picking it up. I might be staying here, that's why I'm walking around and stuff. Checking everything out. What's going in there? So, my whole life, right? My brother has used my father and has caused problems and would blame everybody else for his problems and all that stuff, and they actually kind of are the reason why I couldn't see my daughter either, that my daughter's mother would give me so many problems, because they would go on Facebook and talk behind their back, which I can't stand Facebook because of that reason, how everybody does this. Same reason why I quit my job at Papa John's, because people just do this, you know? So here it is, I'm coming home, right? I have my second oldest brother, right? I'm living in a motel, right? Making this type of money, right? And here's my brother asking me for money. Like, I'm coming home from prison, bro. I'm making more money than you. And here, you know, you have a house and everything. I'm living in a motel, right? And you're asking me for money, though. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Make your own money, you know? But I give it to him. And then my dad would give him money, right? A lot of it. And here's my dad always complaining, bitching about money. But he's giving it away. You're giving it away. Why are you bitching about it? So I told him to stop. He wouldn't stop. It affected everything, man. So that's why I told my brother, look, you need to get rid of this house. He wasn't listening to me. He didn't want to talk to me, nothing, right? I told my dad, look, I'm going to beat up Chris if you don't sell that house. You've been in bankruptcy for 10 years. He's done nothing but take. You've give. And his wife has done the same. You've taken care of the kids and the wife and the son for over a decade, 2 decades now. It's 20-something years now. This has been happening. They've been in that house for over a decade. So here I am, right? My brother's getting a divorce, right? Telling my dad that they're gonna get back together, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Saying whatever he can do to keep my dad from selling the house, because he doesn't want to be homeless. But yet, his wife doesn't even want to be in the home with him because he's an alcoholic and he can't stop drinking and get his shit together his whole life, among many other reasons, which is his own personal business. I don't even really want to put this business out there, but it was affecting me, and this is why it's being spoken about. Plus, there's lessons to be learned from it, right? Because we all go through these lessons of life. We all have family that we didn't choose to be with or like, right? So he's manipulating everything just like he always has, right? And then here's my father, that's supposed to be my father, right? Not even my real dad, sitting here justifying everything and basically in a denial that his son is a piece of shit and hasn't changed and never will change, you know what I mean, unless he comes to Jesus. And then here he is telling me that He don't care about what the fuck I say about Jesus and stuff and everything. After I just got him, I got his son out the house that he paid for and got him out of bankruptcy and got $30,000 put into his pocket, which he was stupid and gave my brother 10 of it instead of doing something with it. And then what my dad should have done is take the 10 grand, which I told him to do. Take that money, go buy a house for you and him. Serious, go get a place for you and him. Put a down payment and you own it. You take care of it. My whole life, this man has went from woman to woman to woman, sunk his money into their homes for them to roll over on the other side of the bed because they don't fucking wake up and feel good and want a different fucking cock in them the next day. They're tired of the cock that's not even been in them, because that's the way Mike was. All that money, all that time wasted. I couldn't tell you how many times, man, as a child, as a teenager, I would tell this man, stop chasing women to woman, get your shit together for me and you so I can make us some money so we can do father-son stuff. You know, you adopted me. Like, he never took the time to be a father, ever, for even his own children. That's why his own children fucked up. But that house, man, listen, man, they bought that house. It was only going for 70 grand because of the housing market was so low, right? They only had 50 into it. My dad had 50 grand into it, right? They owed 20,000 on it, right? I told them the housing market right now is up. You're in bankruptcy. You have no money. Your wife, the girl that you're with over here, when I come home, I told him to have a place ready for when I came home. That I had money put up, that I would be working very hard and be putting up money. He didn't take me seriously. Never did my whole life. Never took me seriously, ever. Ever. He never took his own life seriously. That's why. So, I came home, staying here, right? I told you guys how I got in here, by the way. I was going in a halfway house. The parole officer, my first parole officer, tried to lock me back up because I was making more money than her. And she wanted to control everything I did. I told everyone how I got in here. I was on tether. So, here I am, right? Staying here, doing really well. Making more money than my family ever could think of, right? Making in a year. Mike never got this place. My father never got a place. He was still with the same lady that he was with when I got locked up when I came home. That lady didn't want me there. They weren't in love. I told him, she don't love you. You guys are just together. Why are you doing this again? You don't even do anything for her anyways. You don't show no affection. Listen, I think I mentioned she groomed dogs, right? She had her husband died, right? And she had 2 kids. Kids did not get along, right? Her daughter liked black guys, right? And had a mixed kid, which her brother hated it. Her brother does not like her sister because she likes black guys, which is fucked up. It really is. Her son was a piece of shit, bro. Her son would manipulate her because she had money. Their dad, when they passed away, had a life insurance policy, and a big one. And their grandparents had money too, and left a lot of money for these kids, and they couldn't touch it till they were 25. But she had access to things, right? So he would manipulate her, right? At the age of, he was only 19, 18, 19. I would want to hurt this kid so bad all the time because he'd have his mom so miserable. I never did shit like this to my fucking parents. Ever. I did shit to other people, not my family. Didn't make it any better, but it's still like, what the fuck? Your parents? He would, listen, man, he would lie so much, bro. His mom was so stupid, right? He had her conned her into coughing up 8 G's for a Grand Marquis. You hear me? A Grand Marquis. A 90s Grand Marquis. 8 G's because it was clean, he said. Right? Because he needed a car. Right? She pulled out 8 grand, right? Had him sign a paper stating that when he gets all this money at 25, right? That he can't have access to, that she's borrowing the money out of her own account that she got, 300 grand, right? And borrowing it to him. You think he's gonna pay that money back? Fuck no. Listen, man, this fucking cocksucker got her to pay 8 grand for a Grand Marquis, right? Not only after he got the Grand Marquis, right, got 8 grand for this car, right? Somehow got somebody to write a bill of sale for 8 grand for this car. He did not pay 8 grand for this car. Not even a week later, right? I watched this kid kick his feet, scream, and tell his mom and all this other shit that he hates her because the dad died and all this other shit and fucking all this other stuff, right? All because he wanted a stereo system in the car. Instead of putting together a sound system or going on Facebook Marketplace and, you know, saving some money, you know, piecing together a system for a couple $100, right? This stupid cocksucker gets his mom to pay for this Grand Marquis to go to fucking Cartoons over here and pay over a grand, over a G note, over $1,000 to have a fucking subwoofer installed in the back and an amp and some door speakers and a radio, right? Listen to this shit. Not even 2 weeks later, right? He's back at the house again, talking, saying that Cartoons fried whatever they did. They installed the harness, right? The radio harness and the car alarm and whatever. They didn't, he was screaming at the top of his lungs, whatever, right? He did this so she wouldn't think, so she couldn't reflect and figure out what's going on. He'd play on her emotions, you know? Did this all the time. Got her into believing that the whole wire harness, right, on the car was shot, right? I don't know what he did. I'm sure he pulled something to get the car to not start, right? Here she is. He's talking about how I went to these car shops and all these other things. They want 3 grand to fix it. She started, listen, man, she started, her intelligence started kicking in. I'm not paying 3 grand to fix this. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired of this. This is too much. There's no way. This is real. It's catching her. She's realizing it. She said, I'm gonna have someone else look at it, man. He froze up. He froze up. Crazy to me. Crazy to me, people do that, man. That car sat for years in front of the house, right? Crazy to me. Car ended up getting scrapped. She paid 8 grand for the car. The car had problems in the first place. It had wiring harnesses problems in the first place. It had problems to begin with. It was a Grand Marquis. Come on. But enough, you know, I'm just wasting time, killing time, but I'm here for a reason. I need a place to stay, a place to live. Here's the thing about these places. I travel. I move around a lot. I really don't want to sign a contract or get a home if I can't put anybody in it, right? It's stupid for me to buy a house in Detroit when I'm going to be leaving if I can't have someone in it. Who's going to take care of it? Who's going to look after it? Somebody could be up in it. I gotta pay rent on it. I gotta pay taxes on it. All that stuff, right? So unless people come into my life, right, and start helping me build a business organization here in Detroit, right? I find people willing to work with me and invest with me. There's no reason to even spend time, waste time, right, on going through all the paperwork and looking for a home. It would be stupid because I can't even collect my scholarship money or give the school my grant money, right, and work part-time and get my master's in science at Full Sail University online unless I can, provide for myself and do for myself here. But I really want to go down to Florida because then I have access to the university. That's the difference. That's the difference right there. And they're only allowing me to work part-time once I register, which all I gotta do is pass this test. I'm pretty much there. That's why I study every night. That's why I'm studying tonight. That's why I take the atomoxetine, because I gotta pass this test. That's why I do so much yoga, so much breathing, so much exercising, so much walking, so much meditation, trying to quiet my mind, because the amount of effort of the studying and everything else that I do, inventing stuff and writing code and whatnot, which all you guys will be seeing eventually, I'm hoping to have a crew of people that will be, working with me and maybe inventing their own stuff, their own code and, doing stuff, and then we can maybe bring stuff together, I'm opening up a concept shop. I'm trying to open up a concept shop here in Detroit. Not just an electronic concept shop, but cards. It's multiple things. There's going to be multiple divisions. Departments in the organization or whatnot, right? The company, just like any other company, right? So we're gonna go in here. I might be temporarily staying here. Last time before I left, my dad, conned me basically into leaving. They were actually renovating this place, so it was kind of ironic that he wanted me to try to work out with him, and they were kicking everybody out anyways. They gave everybody like a 3-week notice that was staying here on a week-to-week basis. They gave them like a month notice and said, hey, we're coming up in there, we're remodeling everything, painting, all that stuff. You got to get out, so we're about to go in and say hello. I'm telling you, this place is the best place in the area. It is. I don't know if it went up though. It went up when I was here. It was $300 a week, and then it went up to $350. So it's probably $400 now, knowing the economy. But here's the rooms, kind of. See how big they are? Mine had carpet. They redid it. This is their new rooms, I guess. This is what they look like now. They really did redo it. So, but it's probably gonna cost more. Ring, ring. Listen, out of all the places I've ever stayed at, motel-wise, even around, this has been my favorite place. It's been like the most home-ish, in a sense, home-wise. I stayed here for almost a year, man. Working down at Ferris, making $100,000 a year, man.
Good morning.
Hello, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm wondering how much it is to rent. I stayed here for like a year, about a year ago.
Okay.
My father he lost his memory, and I run a YouTube channel. I'm in the process of possibly looking for a house, but I need a place to stay. I'm wondering if you have any availabilities and how much they are.
We have the new rooms.
Okay, right. I left right before you guys actually. I remember getting the notice on the door because you guys were, remodeling.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of interested to see what the rooms look like. That'd be amazing. I was telling everybody, out of all the places that I've stayed around the world in motels, this is probably the most that felt like home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you guys, not only was the staff very friendly, it felt home. Like, I'm really impressed with this place. and it's affordable. I mean, for what you're getting. So these rooms, I would be staying upstairs week to week.
Yeah.
They're all the same. The rooms over here too. I've never been over here.
We have 3 types of rooms here.
Okay.
One is the bunny one, the other
Okay.
one is the starlight.
Right.
I can show you the bunny room.
Yeah. That'd be amazing. I might be possibly interested in a smaller room. Oh wow. These are the bunny rooms. Wow, these are really nice. And how much is this a night?
It's $100
A
and
night?
$40
Okay.
deposit.
All right, and I'm interested in upstairs.
The old room upstairs or the new?
So I used to stay up there. I used to pay a week to week. I paid $350 a week.
Yeah.
Are those open still?
No.
They're not open anymore.
They are full.
They're full.
Yeah,
Do you know
they're
when?
occupied.
Yeah. Do you know when maybe one may be leaving?
Not any soon because even they are paying weekly.
Right. Okay. That's what happened last time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be trying to come up here every day to try to catch one. Okay.
Okay.
So can you tell me how much they are though?
400.
They are 400.
Yeah.
So they went up. They did go up. I had a feeling they went up $50. So 4, 8, 12, 6, so 16 a month, right? Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So did you remodel those ones too? No.
We'll start soon.
Or you're gonna so then if I were to stay up there, do you know when you're gonna be? Because I would be staying up there for a while.
Can you come back this Friday? We are expecting one to leave on Friday.
Okay, I will come back Friday because I know the gentleman.
Raj.
I think Raj. Yeah, he's so. I love Raj. I will see you. Take care.
You-
Take care.
You want to see the other rooms too?
No, I'll come back. I'll come see you.
Yep.
I'll see you soon.
Yep.
I promise. Your name?
Sarah?
Sada?
Yes.
All right, Sada. Take care. Okay.
You too.
Thanks. So Sada says come back Friday. 400 a week. That's a lot, but here's the thing, right? You got to think about this. I don't have to sign any paper. I get the place now, Friday, if I can come up with $400 by the end of the week, right? I get the place now. It's a lot. But it gives me a place to work out of. It gives me a place to sleep. It gives me internet. I can take a shower, whatnot. And it's just expensive. It's $300 more than the actual house. They went up $40, $50. It's a lot. It's hard to justify. I have a lot to think about. But I'm telling you, this is one of the best motels to stay at.